Here's a rehike of a trip we made about 6 years ago to Charmlee Park in the Santa Monica Mountains above Malibu, California. But first, let's take a look at where we're going. Charmlee Park is in the Santa Monica Mountains off of Encinal Canyon Road and is actually a LA County regional park. Its trails traverse a variety of environments that include meadows and oak groves and ocean views. In fact, at one time it was a very active cattle ranch. And so here's a trail map of the area with the route we're going to take highlighted in red. We start at the parking area and work our way down to the old ruins of the old ranch house. And they really are ruins, not much left but the foundations for the old building. And then we work our way down across the meadow to the old water reservoir, and then on beyond to the Ocean Overlook Loop, before going back along the East Meadow Trail and the Botany Trail to our starting point, after a loop hike of probably 2.5 miles. And so Jack gets ready to start the journey. And so does Dale, on a very beautiful February morning. And here we take a look at some of the adjacent Santa Monica Mountains. Very beautiful. There's the ocean out there in the middle. And as we get started down the trail, we pass by this very nice picnic area. And then quite quickly, we reach our first trail junction, this being the Russell Trail and the Carmichael Trail. And we're going to take the Russell Trail. So far, we've found the trails to be in very good shape. We also start to get some views of the ocean way out below us. We also begin to see this open meadow area. And then another trail junction, one of which heads us toward the ranch house ruins. And so off we go in that direction. And when they say ruins, they really mean it. Really not a thing left except concrete foundations here and there. You know, Dale really isn't climbing in the tree. It just kind of looks that way. And then we leave the ranch house area and head down the meadow trail, while passing by these early spring flowers. And here's this beautiful wide open meadow area. You can almost imagine seeing herds of cattle out there grazing in the meadow. Wouldn't have been too bad a place to live in those old days. But then the trail continues on in a southerly direction, heading towards the ocean. And then another trail intersection, and we're going to head towards the old reservoir area. And here's the old cattle ranch water reservoir. See all of those stones and boulders in the bottom? Well, it so happens that we were here in 2006 when all of those stones were arranged in a quite nice looking peace sign. Somewhere along the line, they all got rearranged. Then we leave the reservoir and head towards the Ocean View Trail. And here's that beautiful blue Pacific Ocean. We can also begin to see the rooftops of some Malibu residences along the coast. I have to say, a mighty pretty sight. Then looking southeasterly, we get a glimpse of Point Dume and Zuma Beach along the coast. And then one last ocean view, along with that quite densely populated Malibu coastline. We also got a pretty good look at Catalina Island out there off the coast. But then it was about time to start back towards our starting point. And here's a look at where we're headed. We decided to go back by using the East Meadow Trail, and thus make a loop out of this hike. There really are lots of choices. And so it's back towards the meadow we go. Most of the trails we've been on so far have been in pretty good shape. But here and there on the way back, we did find a few that had been pretty well eroded, including this one where Jack takes his time climbing on up the hill. Better safe than sorry. As you can see, Jack has taken off his jacket, as it's warmed up substantially since we started the hike. Not bad for a late February day in Southern California. And then it's back through the meadow area, but this time on the east side of it. And then past the meadow area, we start climbing up towards our starting point. But then another trail intersection, and we're going to take the Botany Trail to get us home. And along this trail, we notice some posts here and there, which have numbers on them. No doubt these are for use in self-guided tours, if you have the information for it. And then we enter a quite heavily wooded area, and where the trail quite quickly gets us back to the starting point, where Dale takes a last look at the information kiosk before getting back in the car. And once back in the car, we decided to go down to the Coast Highway, where we stopped in for some lunch at the Paradise Cove Beach Cafe, and where the sitting really is on the beach, and where, if you have a mind to, you can do some relaxing on the beach. Ah yes, after another tough day on the Southern California coast.